Hi, I'm Erin. Several people have requested to see the inside of our home multiple times. I put it off for a long time, but I figured with the holiday season upon us, now would be the perfect time. Today, let's decorate for Christmas and make some holiday cider on Our Wyoming Life. Our kids love Christmas. They love everything about it. The decorations, the sugar cookies, their elf on the shelf named Justin, and of course, presents. They are kids after all. Mackenzie and Grace are already counting down the days until Christmas morning and anxiously awaiting Santa's visit. They have also been bugging me to decorate since a few days after Halloween. The clutter gets to me after a while, so the earlier that we put it up, the earlier all the decorations in the tree must come down. I figure that since we are into the first week of December, I'll survive just fine until after Christmas. I've yet to make any holiday baked goods, but I wanted something to put us into the season as we decorate the tree. My Aunt Carol gave my mom a warm holiday cider recipe several years ago, and I thought that it would go perfect with our decorating project. I called my mom the night before I planned to decorate, and she couldn't remember the recipe, so she of course called Carol, and then she called me back, and then I promptly had an ingredient list for the store the next day. Thanks, Aunt Carol. I really appreciate the recipe. This warm holiday cider is super simple to make. I'm just making half of the recipe today since it makes a rather large batch. The full recipe will be in the description box below. The ingredients needed for this warm holiday cider are all very easy to get at your local grocery store, except for the mulling spices. I see them in the store more often this time of the year, and you can often find them in the tea section at the grocery store. But if you're unable to buy them in your area, there is always the internet, and I included a link for the brand I used today in the description box. This recipe is super simple to make. All you need is apple cider, cranberry juice, frozen orange juice concentrate, and the mulling spices. Just pour everything into a pot on the stove, or a slow cooker works great also. Add in however many bags of mulling spice you prefer and heat it until it's very warm. I just eyeballed half of everything since I didn't want to make the full batch, and it turned out great. I started with 6 bags of the mulling spice, and after it boiled and steeped, I added another 6 bags. I didn't want the mulling spices too overpowering for the kids. If it was just Mike and I would have added even a few more. While that is heating on the stove, we can bring down the Christmas tree and decorations from the attic. We are finishing part of the attic, and soon we will have a new office and live stream studio. In the meantime, the entire attic is a disaster, and Mike and I have both been working on trying to organize this mess. He's been getting drywall done so we can get the office set up hopefully soon, and I've been going through baby stuff and whatever else we've accumulated up here in the last 5 years. I have made a small path from the door to the tree and decorations, and luckily it's big enough for us to get everything out. Lincoln is always the helper when you're trying to move heavy stuff and film. Mike puts the tree in its usual spot, it gets plugged in, and I can go to work straightening the branches. Our tree spins, which makes straightening the branches a little easier. I just work in one spot and the branches come to me. When we first got this rotating tree, I was a little unsure of it, but I've come to love it. It's rather unique, and most people say they've never seen a rotating tree. For a few years, it did keep the cats out of the tree. Lucy is horrible about climbing into the middle of the tree and sitting there and passing judgment upon us. Lucy has now become smarter than the rotating tree, and occasionally I still find her all tucked in. Cheddar rather enjoys laying on the floor and batting at ornaments as they pass him by. Lexi thinks that she still needs to see out of the window, so at least a dozen times a day she pushes her way in between the tree and the chair, shakes the entire tree, and then lays her head on the window. It's honestly a miracle that this tree makes it through the season in one piece. Lincoln has been a great helper through this whole process. He's entertaining and great at handing me ornaments from the box. The girls are done with their day at school, and they jump right in to help as well.
Yes! I want to help some.
Okay. Everyone takes turn getting ornaments out of the boxes and helping put the ornaments on the tree. Mostly they just want to touch every single thing, and Grace tells me which ones her favorite ornaments are. It's literally every ornament on the tree is her favorite. They help put bells on the bottom for a cat warning system that doesn't work, but hey, it's tradition. After a lot of chaos, I'm left to finish up the tree and spread everything out a little more evenly. After the tree is all done, the kids are ready for some cider. Grace says she likes it. Mackenzie hates almost every new food she tries, and Lincoln finds that straws are a necessity to his life. It is day 2 of my decorating project. The kids are all at school. Lincoln has preschool today. It is time to get the rest of the house decorated. Hopefully I can get it all done while Lincoln's at school. I'll definitely get it done while the girls are still at school, so it's time to get to work. First task of day 2 of decorating is to undecorate. All of our regular knickknacks are removed to make way for snowmen and Santas. Then it's time to take everything out of boxes. I remember the first few Christmases that Mike and I had together, we only had a few decorations and the tree. Now every year it seems to grow, even though that's not my intention anymore. Mike helps with putting batteries and everything while I keep taking stuff out of boxes and moving stuff around. Somehow, almost accidentally, I started collecting snowmen. I remember that we had been married for a few years, and it occurred to me one year while decorating that I was accumulating quite the number of snowmen. A few I had bought, and some had been gifts. The year that Mackenzie was born, I saw a snowman family holding a little baby snowman. I decided that snowmen would be our thing. Every year, I have gotten us a little snowman family that goes with how big our family was at the time. Sadly, I think I'm out of room on the snowman table and it's time to quit buying snowmen. I don't think that I could squeeze even one more on here. Rather quickly, it's starting to look like Christmas in here. The nativity set is up, the piano is decorated, red and green wall hangings replace our usual decor, and the stockings are hung in the family room. Almost every side table is stuffed with holiday cheer. The kids, of course, want their rooms decorated as well. The kids all have their own miniature Christmas trees in their rooms. This was a clever idea of mine. You see, my tree in the living room has a color theme, and kids' ornaments and creations don't have a color theme. I gave them each their own tree to decorate with all their wonderful ornaments, pictures, and handmade wonderfulness. I do love everything that they make, and I want them displayed during the season, but I really like my grown-up Christmas tree. The kids think that their own trees with their decorations is awesome, and they love their little trees. When the kids get home from school today, we will finish decorating their trees together. I get all of their other decorations set up in their rooms. You might notice that they all have a large amount of snow globes. Mackenzie's first Christmas, I bought her a snow globe. It's another one of our family traditions. Every Christmas, the kids get a new snow globe to add to their collection. Sometimes they are fancy and beautiful, and sometimes you need a bobbing Santa head floating around. Mackenzie also really liked penguins when she was a baby, so she has a few penguins. And Grace is obsessed with owls and has quite a few little owls in her collection. Lincoln gets the trains in his room along with his snow globes. I feel bad that he doesn't have as much stuff as Mackenzie, but he hasn't been around as long. It feels good to be able to cross decorating off the to-do list. Before Lincoln takes his nap, we will haul all the empty boxes back upstairs, and the floor is in serious need of a vacuuming. There is glitter and styrofoam everywhere. I know the kids would have loved to help today, but honestly, it would have taken all day rather than just a few hours. It'll be fun to decorate their trees with them later today. I hope you enjoyed this little look into our home and some of our holiday traditions. I know we haven't been in the gardens in quite a while, and I do think that my next video will be about the winter high tunnel gardening. It's doing great and just chugging along. There's not that much to do this time of the year in the high tunnels, but I will definitely give you an update soon. Mike is back on Sunday, and as always, thanks for joining me as we explore the ranch life and escape the ordinary on Our Wyoming Life.
Too much food and too much wine. Star on the tree will shine. The family's here to dine. Christmas is here. Films on the TV, make up your mind. Santa's on his way tonight. here. Too much food and too much wine. The star on the tree will shine. The family's here to dine. Christmas is here. Films on the TV, make up your mind. Santa's on his way tonight.
Kenzie, you made me that cup.
It's way too hot on my lips.